So kind of sleepy right now, y'all. But one of the things I do is when I'm feeling sleepy, I'll meditate and kind of push myself to stay up because it's not really the best way, but it's one of the ways I kind of like to tap into the inner realms and wisdom. But also, plenty of thanks to nature's animals, nature's plant foods, medicines, and definitely the teas. So, anyways, spiritual traps. Okay, spiritual burdens, spiritual traps, um, spiritual ego traps. When spirituality becomes a burden, I'll give you an example of what that means. Love is just love. Your responsibility as part of this existence is to just love at every moment. Okay, and if that love you feel is challenged, then you need to step away, go away, or remove yourself from the situation and reflect on how you could be better. Okay? So just love. Love is just love. Now, when you start to think that love is a burden, for example, let's say you start to think that, oh, I love my family, but they don't see it, so I have to show them even harder, and even if it kills me. I admire someone like me hearing that coming from you. All right, I would admire the the brave and the braveness and the courage, you know, and the willingness to sacrifice. But guess what? You don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be a burden. I know this from firsthand experience that whether near or far, those who I love, if I just keep the love within me, and maybe if I'm far on occasion, say hello or call or email, whatever, maybe visit, and I know they're fine too. You know, I know they're fine. So all of us individually, we just have to do that. We just have to love. If we want to truly be free, we have to love ourselves enough and our spirit to free ourselves from any burdens and anything that we think is being taken away from us. Hence why the four agreements is also very important, because nothing is being taken away from you, but you may be very well taking yourself away or removing yourself from your own blessings, removing yourself from what is always available at every moment, which is love and abundance. I'll give you guys another example of a spiritual ego trap and how spiritual abilities might become a burden. Let's say you have good listening skills and you feel that others aren't listening so enough or at the same level, and you feel that, oh wait, now I have to do even more to try to show people how to listen. So I have to, in other words, you start thinking in terms that make it feel literally like a burden, whether it be listening, the ability to your ability to constantly love, whatever the case may be, whatever good quality it is. When you start thinking of these qualities in a way that actually makes you feel burdensome, then you're not doing yourself a favor or the divinity within you and around us a favor. That's why I say learn from nature, learn from the animals, let them teach you what love is. All right, humans have gone into the sexual side of love. Sexual energy is sacred, it is beautiful, it is love, but it is not the perverted, over excessive, over exaggerated love that I wouldn't even say love. It's not the over exaggeration that they have made it or people have made it to be. Okay, so you see, it, in interspecies love, for example, love has a respect for physiological maturity too, but interspecies love is something that has always existed, for example. All right, and if you go look at the story, for example, the dolphin lover, that's pay attention to the heart of the matter of the story, because nature has many ways to remind us that you just need to love, period. All right, do not look at what you're seeing here, okay, and respect the same love and freedom that others have. So again, just don't let this stuff become a burden. Okay, let's say you feel challenged by someone. Okay, you somehow feel that your power somehow, or whatever power you have, or the control of your life is being challenged by someone. That is because you are allowing it to happen. Part of it is it. Oops, hold on. Commercial. Oh wow, commercial. Anyways, I can't believe there's a commercial on this thing. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Oh, I see, because the video already ended. Just need the white background so y'all can see. So, anyways, it may be that someone might be challenging you, okay? Or maybe there's a disagreement because they have their own perspective at the moment and you want to share what you've learned and how you've learned that it is such, you know? In other words, you want to share that, hey, this is how I learned and this is how it helps me. You can still share and learn and grow together, and then that's it. Just leave it be, you know? You don't have to feel challenged. You don't have to feel burdened. You don't have to feel like your good qualities are something that you need to do in a sense, or you need to do at the extent of sacrificing your own well being. I've done that. It's honestly really not good. It is admired by life, guarantee you, but eventually life teaches you, hey, you don't need to do it like that. People say there's a spiritual warfare going on. Correct. It's the one that's happening within you and all of you individually and collectively. There's an ancient African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. That actual better phrase of that is, if there's no enemy within, there's no enemy outside. Okay? And if you encounter what looks like resistance, but you're always working on love and you know that love is the guide and it's always available at every moment, even for someone who might be out of it at the moment, then all you got to do is just don't see it as a burden. See it as, okay, a chance to share love. Also, respect your own space too. If you don't want to, hey, that's fine. You don't need to get involved in certain situations. You don't need to be there all the time for somebody. You can be there for them near or far. I've learned this with a family, okay? Because you have to just basically, as I like to say, emulate that energy within yourself, okay? In this case, having faith that your family is okay. Go visit them. Gives yourself a little bit of a confirmation and you feel good. And of course, who doesn't want to see their family and friends? Who doesn't want to see all of life and all of humanity win? Who doesn't want to be understood? Who doesn't want to be loved? Who doesn't want to be given compassion? Animals especially. Okay. So, again, love is just love. Love has a respect for physiological maturity. Love does not confine itself to a certain species either. In other words, oh, this species can only love with this species. BS. We're all part of Earth, and so love can be expressed and shared in many ways. It doesn't have to always be sexual as most people think it is. You can have a beautiful moment of intimate hugging or a kiss, whatever the case may be, and that's good. That's good. You can revel in the goodness of that. You see what I'm saying? So all these good qualities that you guys may have and you're working on to improve, don't let it become a burden, yo. Plain and simple. Just don't let it become a burden. Don't let it feel. I'll give you one other good example that I realized. Certain spiritualists have this thing of, I want to please the Buddha. I want to please God. I want to please, so. If you're doing it at a point where you're messing yourself up, trust me, you're going to be given several messages by different people with different practices reminding you that, hey, you might want to consider going about that a little differently because, if you're doing it to the point where if you're trying to please, life, if you feel you have to please someone, you're kind of disconnecting yourself from that someone, because that someone or that something, that force, that creative source, love, is already in you, okay? Love is not about pain. Love is not about burdening yourself. Love is not a burden, period. It's not a burden. Your good qualities should not be a burden either. When it starts to feel like a burden, then you just need to remove your situation. If it involves other people and it feels like a burden, well, don't try to burden the other person, okay? Step away. Get away from the situation, calm yourself down, go reflect, go play airsoft, go play some paintball, martial arts, practice some martial arts, meditate, take a nap, drink some tea, whatever. Make sure at every moment you are feeling that love. Work every day and every moment to feel that love, and never go to sleep, all right, without any of these burdens you may have encountered throughout the day being resolved and transmuted into the beauty that they actually are in disguise. Namaste.